YouTube? How is everybody doing today? Well, I hope everyone is having a blessed day today. Turn this thing down. Me, guys, I am doing okay today. I am actually just getting back from the store. I don't know why I go to the grocery store so much. It's like every time I turn around, I forget something that I know that I need. Get this camera adjusted. I forget something that I know that I need. But as a man, you know, we can't always remember everything. And a lot of times, not down in men, but we are not as organized as women. Women normally write stuff down, you know, stuff that they need, stuff that they know that they have to have in order to make it through the week or make it through the month. Guys, we don't write nothing down. We forget to get the sugar. We forget to get the butter. We forget to get the bread. So we go to the store, we end up going 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times a week. So yeah, I went to the store again today. I think I needed some sugar and some sugar and some butter. Need that for breakfast. Anyway, guys, I have been asked to make a vlog. Basically, I guess how I was able to start reading signs when things started to take a turnaround for me, how I was able to see the signs and how I was able to hide what I knew as long as I did. Geez, I don't know where to even start at. Because, you know, I'm not a professional, I'm not a counselor. I'm just a human being like everybody else who's had experience with situations. You know, I won't sit here and say that there was all these signs because it really wasn't. You know, things were really normal in the beginning. And, you know, I guess when you have like a routine going and, you know, like when you go to work, you come home, or when you go to work on your way home, you always call to let the other person know, hey, I'm on my way home. You want me to stop and get anything from the gas station you want to pop? Or do I need to stop at the store and get toilet tissue or soap or dish liquid or anything like that, you know? So I guess, and you know, I won't just say my situation. I'll just say any situation. You know, there are certain things that you can start to catch on to. You know, like I said, when you married, even when you're not married and you're just in a long-term relationship, you know, you can start to see signs of change. You know, everybody's situation is different. For me, I guess, with me being so caught up in my routine, you know, like I had this routine, like, because I'm a water sports person, so I love going boating. I love going to the lakes and rivers and ponds and stuff like that. So I was so caught up in my routine. My thing was always like, there's a chance I might be off work Saturday. And if I'm off Saturday, that means I'm off the whole weekend. So my thing was always, I'll cut the grass Wednesday or Thursday. That way I got the grass done. And then Saturday, I don't have to really wake up and pull a lawnmower out the garage and try to get the grass done real quick. So that was my routine. And then every Saturday, I'm going straight to the lake. You know, I guess towards the end, I was asked several times, just giving you my experience of where some of the mistakes I made and how I started reading signs thereafter. There was several times towards the end where I was asked, you know, did I want to go to the movies this weekend or next weekend to see the latest movie coming out? And I will say, yeah, you know, and the weekend for us would be Saturday, obviously, because that's when I know that we can go. But then a lot of times I knew I had to work Saturday, but I still said yes. But when Saturday came and I went to work, after my shift, I would come home and shower or whatever and change clothes and sit down. Then I would get relaxed. Then I would get too relaxed to where I'd be like, well, you know, I don't feel like going tonight. And then she would end up still going anyway by herself or, you know, whatever. And I guess for me, that became like a routine. And I really tried to break that cycle of doing that. You know, but sometimes your body, you know, can speak to you more than what your mouth can. You know, you can say yes to something, but then your body is telling you no. So, you know, I guess another one of my mistakes was, you know, like, I wasn't a lazy person by far at all. I made sure things were done. If a toilet had to be taken out of the ground and a new one had to be installed, I was taking care of it. If a pipe broke something, I was there to get up there and fix it. If one of the cars broke down, the brakes needed to be done, rotors, starter, oil change, just whatever. Boom, I made sure we had the right tools to get those cars fixed, whether it was her car or one of the kids' cars. Big power outage or something, I made sure that the generators were always ready to go. I fired them up every 30 days as required. Kept a lot of cords in case there was a power outage. I can plug up the kids' televisions, DVD players, so we can at least watch movies. I made sure we had plenty of flashlights, lanterns, stuff like that. So I guess I was so focused on preparing for things that happened that was, you know, anything catastrophic can happen at any given moment. You guys know, especially you guys live around a lot of water, you know, or live in a city with a lot of trees. You know, the smallest amount of wind can just knock your power out. And I remember one year that it was like close to Christmas. I think it was in 2008 here in Indiana. We had an ice storm come through here. And man, I tell you, that ice stuck to those tree limbs. Icicles were hanging down over the power lines. And all the weight of the ice throughout the city weighing on those power lines killed the power. I will never forget, it was 8 days before Christmas. The power was out the whole entire time, 8 days. And it was crazy. But anyway, sometimes when you focus on things that you know that's important, sometimes you have to focus on things that are really, really important. And focus on the things that you think that's very important that could probably be less important. So I guess a lot of the times when the signs that I should have looked at was when I started saying, okay, I know I said I was going to go to the movies, but I'm not. And then there wasn't no argument anymore. There was no bickering or getting upset. It was just, okay. And I never caught that, you know. But again, everybody's situation is different, you know. I mean, if you come home from work and, let's just say, for example, if you've been together for a lot of years, you're not going to put hickeys on each other's neck. I think everybody can agree with that. If you're together for a lot of years, you're not going to put hickeys on each other's neck and stuff like that. I think we can agree with that again. So if your guy or girl comes home and there's a strange hickey on their neck or something, and I'm not saying it happened to me because it did not happen to me. I'm just saying, for example, you know, obviously you're going to question that. Hickey, you know, you didn't do it. People start changing routines. Like if you get off work at 5 o'clock, you normally make it home like before 6, depending on where you live at. Some people drive 45 minutes from out of town to their job every day. And then all of a sudden you start coming home 2, 3, 4 hours later, saying that you were doing this and doing that when you really wasn't. And then it becomes a routine. Because some people feel that sneaking around is exciting. which you have to admit, it is a little bit exciting to sneak around. I've done it before. I think we've all done it before in my past life. Sneaking around is exciting because it gives you some, I'm not saying that it's the right thing to do, but it gives some people a thrill. Sneaking around, trying not to get caught. You're always really scared. It's like going to the store and stealing something. I think we've all done shoplifted something when we were younger, and you're scared as heck while you're in a store trying to steal something, and your heart's beating fast and racing, but when you get out the door and get away with it, you're like, yes, I got away with it. That's always some type of thrill to that. So a person sneaking around is exciting until they get caught. And then you ask yourself, you know, why are you upset because you got caught? Because I found out. It's not the fact, you know, and then they apologize to you. It's like, you're not sorry. I mean, are you sorry for doing this, or are you sorry that I found out about it? You know, and you have to question that. But then about the exciting part, hold on guys, I think this might be my son. Okay guys, sorry about that. That was my son Darian calling to see if he could come over this weekend. So anyway guys, I kind of lost my train of thought there. Have to adjust this light. So I guess again, like I said, everybody's situation is different. Nobody's situation is the same. So as far as reading signs when there's something fishy going on in your relationship, you know, you have to, I guess the best way I can sum that up is, first and foremost, you have to know the person that you're dealing with. You know, if you've been dealing with them for a few months, you're gonna have to still learn each other's ways. You know, when you first meet somebody, you know, there's a lot of issues, especially involving trust. You guys know my big thing is trust, trust, trust. You know, so you have to build that trust up with the person when you first meet them, especially when you guys are talking about possibly engaging in a future relationship, and trying to fulfill happiness and make each other happy. However, you know, if you've been with somebody for years, you know, and most people who's been together for a lot of years, they normally live together. So they're not usually living apart. They're usually living together. And with that being said, if you're living together, you tend to start noticing each other's routine. And with routine comes normal. You know, as far as things become normal because they become a routine. You know, when you get off work, you're gonna get in your car, you may stop at the store, local gas station, buy your lottery tickets on the way home, do everything you have to do so when you get home you can finally shower, eat dinner, and relax. And that's what I mean by routine. But, you know, when you start noticing things out of character, person whole characteristic starts to change. You know, that's when you have to ask yourself, you know, is something going on suspicious, or is some type of insecurity starting to kick in? You know, a lot of us get jealousy and insecurity mixed up a little bit. If a person is in a relationship, in my opinion, just in my opinion, if a person is insecure in a relationship, it can be because the other person might have stepped outside the relationship before in the past, and they're a little bit insecure about the relationship and about, is it possible that it could happen again? A person can be also insecure because they have a nice looking guy or they have a nice looking female, you know. So I think in every relationship there's some level of insecurity, you know. I mean, whether it's, you know, whether the insecurity is the woman that you could have a banging body, and we all know you got a banging body, guys is gonna look. You know, they don't care if you with them at the store, at the gas station, they're gonna look. Guys gonna look. And if the woman has a nice looking man, you know that women gonna look, they know it. So it's gonna be some type of level of insecurity, you know, and that's why I didn't want to get insecurity and jealousy mixed up. Now, jealousy could be, you know, and this is so stupid right here. Some people get jealous of their significant other because they're nice looking. You know, they dress nice, they keep themselves together, you know, and you know, it's like a level of jealousy. But you know the person was nice looking and kept themselves together when they met you. That's what attracted you to that person, and vice versa. So in a lot of relationships, people tend to think that, well, you know, you're so jealous of me, you're so this of me, you're so that of me. You know, when it gets to that point right there, that's when I think it's time to step back and take a breather and say, you know, maybe I better reconsider this relationship right here. And I know that's easier said than done, because once you're in a relationship, you know, you're caught. You're in there. It's not easy to walk away from a relationship. You know, maybe if it was just a few months old or something, you know, you haven't really established a lot together, accumulated it, a lot of stuff like houses, cars, paying each other's bills and stuff like that. But when it goes past a year or two, that's more than serious. So it's kind of hard to just walk away, you know. But when you get to the point where you come into a situation where you know that there's infidelity, you know, there's cheating, you know, your woman or your man is talking to someone else, and if they're not really talking in front of you to this person, they're always grabbing the phone and running outside or going to their car, or when they pull up in front of the house from work, they make sure they finish that conversation with the person they're speaking to before they get out the car, turn the phone off at night, or put it on vibrate, or hide the phone, take the battery out. You know there's something crazy going on. But there's so many apps on phones now where you can get like a fake phone number, a temporary phone number. And you know, there's just so many sneaky ways to do stuff now. So it's really hard to really, you know, catch a person in the act of really doing something or really having a relationship with someone else. You know, unless you're willing to go above and beyond. You know, like what I did. You know, I hired an investigator. You know, I didn't want to do it. You know, there's things that I didn't want to find out. You know, but I guess for me, it was about closure. You know, I mean, you know, it was too much going on at one time, and it's just, I had to find out. I mean, I asked, I was told no. You know, but there's things that I wanted to know, but there's things that I didn't want to know. But, you know, here it is now, and it's been several months now. I mean, it don't feel like it. It feel like it just happened yesterday. And, yeah. I don't want nobody to get the wrong impression that Damien's dwelling, because I'm not. I'm fine. When I say I'm fine, I'm fine. Things are happening. I'm still single. I'm currently not seeing anyone. From the way things look right now, I probably want to keep it that way. It's, you know, I've been in relationships, you know, not a lot, but I've been in long-term relationships for a while. And for me now, it's like this time I used to reestablish myself, reinvent myself. You know, I found out some things about me that I didn't even know. I mean, you know, it's kind of crazy, you know, at my age, 47, I can't say that I got these big goals and big dreams. I've already had my chance. I screwed it up. And when I say screwed it up, I mean, I made decisions when I was younger that impacted my life in a very bad way. And it was really like, you know, when I got 30-ish, 34, 35, that I really started getting more serious about life, you know, and started making the right decisions. You know, so now I guess one of my big things for me after all the smoke done cleared, things is moving forward. It's like now the only thing I can think of now is wanting to buy me a house. It's like, wow, you know, Damien's gonna buy him a house. You know, this is not to down men or nothing. So guys, do not get this wrong. But most of us as men, we tend to move in with women. You know, women seem to be a lot more established all the time, you know, because I don't know what it is. You know, but women always seems to be more established, more organized when it comes to wanting to get them a house. They know what they want. We as guys, we tend to play around the streets, hit the clubs all the time, and we don't really think about that type of stuff. You know, but I guess for me, you know, my biggest thing now is to actually buy me a house. I want a small ranch style house. I don't want an upstairs. I don't want a downstairs. I want a ranch style house with a 2-car garage. Nothing big, nothing fancy, just something that I know I can afford. Something I can afford to pay property taxes on. But anyway, I'm getting clear off the subject, guys. So for the several comments that I've received about how to look for the signs or what made me start looking closer at my past relationship or past relationships, because what happened to me wasn't the first time it happened. It's just the first time it happened while I was married, because being married, you think, well, this is my life now. You know, this is what I'm going to be for the rest of my life. And you start planning for retirement, which I was going to when I was 62. I think I was 13 years into my mortgage. So it kind of pushed me back now until my 70s before I can retire now. Because buying a house and starting over, you have to start over. And I know in this state right here, Indiana, typical mortgage is like 30-something years mortgage. You can get a 15-year mortgage, but like your mortgage payment would be a lot higher a month. So my retirement's been pushed back by 13 years. It pushes me well into my 70s. Unless by the grace of God, some big miracle happens and, you know, but, you know, I'm not living a fairy tale life. I'm in reality. I know the chances of that happening is slim to none. Not saying that it can't, but I know it's very slim to none. But I would still love to retire by the time I'm 62. The thing is I wish I would have made better decisions earlier on. I wish I would have seen the signs later, you know, earlier on in life. That way I could have put myself in a better position instead of getting myself in a worse position to where I have to take a step back. So if you're having doubts about your relationship, you know, I'm not saying the first thing that you should do is throw the towel in. The first thing that you need to do is find out the truth. And when you find out the truth, you have to ask yourself, are you prepared to hear the truth? And then when you do find out the truth and you prepare yourself to hear the truth, both physically and mentally, you need to ask yourself, you know, was it a mistake that was made on his part or on her part? You know, or was it something that they really want to continue doing? And if it's something that they want to continue doing and they done fell in love with somebody else, then you know that it's not a mistake at all. It's something that they want. And it's best not to keep trying to fight it and push yourself. You know, as harsh as it may sound, you know, what I'm gonna say is facts. When you with somebody for a lot of years, and no matter how much that you love them, and no matter how much that you want to be with them, no matter how much that you care for them, no matter how much that you crave for them, no matter how much your head throbs at night just wishing that things could be different, once they fall in love with somebody else, there really isn't any coming back from that. You know, you have to just be able to be that strong-minded person and be able to move on and move past that. Because what it end up happening is you will be the Damien crier 3 months ago, you know, head banging at work, couldn't focus, losing a lot of weight, you know. So you have to come to terms or the realization, knowing that, okay, this is it, you know, there is no going back, you know. And then after several months go by, you start to feel a lot better about yourself, and then you will start to realize that, hell, I would never go back, you know. But if you can start to catch the signs earlier on and you feel that it's not going to work out, you probably should address it sometime soon. Don't wait until it gets too late where you got to go stay with relatives for a while, like I did, you know, move in with other people like I did. Had to pay other people money weekly to, you know, live with them and follow their rules like I did. And I'm not saying that it was a bad thing, but it can mess with your self-esteem, you know. So it's always best to try to read the signs earlier on in a relationship, you know. And you have to believe in yourself that there is light at the end of the tunnel, you know. So I'm hoping that this vlog right here does help somebody. I mean, it's not something that I wanted to do because it kind of, you know, it kind of takes you back down memory lane. As far as this situation, I've definitely moved past it. I'm now in the process of just reestablishing myself. And once you get to know yourself, man, and you know, when you finally get out there and then get on your own and realize that you don't have to jump from one man to the next man or jump from one woman to the next woman to make you feel better, whether it's for security, stability, or whatever that it is, you know, you don't have to do that. You can just be yourself, reestablishing yourself. Because what's going to happen is when you start a new relationship, you know, really fast when things are still fresh, all you doing is jumping from one problem to the next problem, you know, instead of focusing on yourself, you know. It's a lot of things that I wouldn't be doing now had I not found out earlier on what was going on. There's a lot of things that wouldn't have happened to me had I not found out earlier what was going on. I mean, I wouldn't be traveling to Houston here soon. I wouldn't be able to get to know myself a little better like I do now. My thought process is a lot different now. Learning to do things on your own is one of the greatest joys of life, man. That would definitely boost your self-esteem. You know, when you get to that store or you go into that laundromat to do your own stuff, you know, it's a heck of a transition. It is. You know, but things get better. You know, I didn't believe that it would get better, even at my age, 47, you know, but things have gotten a lot better. I haven't met anybody yet. I've had phone conversations, but that's not the same thing as having a relationship because I am not in a relationship with anyone. Anyway, this vlog was basically to talk to the people who sent me the messages about would I do a vlog like this. Again, it's one of the vlogs that I really don't like to do because, like I said, my situation is only like a few months out. Well, actually, situation's been going on for a while, it's just I wasn't aware of it. So, when you, just one more thing before I actually end this. You know, you want to be really careful when you get into situations where you're about to separate, or whether you're finna get a divorce, or whether that you have suspicions of your significant other is backdooring you. You want to always take into consideration if there's kids involved. You know, if it's like a baby, 1 or 2, they don't really know you. You know, but when you have children that's above 5 years old, you know, stuff like that, it's going to affect them. You know, because when you have like a separation like that, you know, it's a lot of people who gets hurt by it. It's not just you and your significant other, it's the kids that's impacted by it, some of your neighbors, whether you believe it or not. You know, it's a big transition for both parties, you know, and when you separate like that, you know, you have to really know what you're doing, you know. It can't be going back and forth. If you've been together for 10, 20 years and you still can't get it together, then you're not supposed to be together. You shouldn't be still going back and forth trying to make a decision on if it's the right thing to do, the wrong thing to do. You know, yeah, you're gonna stay up late nights thinking about them, that other person, what they're doing together and having a good time and just having a ball of day life and going out to dinner and movies and doing all the things that you couldn't do all the time. Not because you couldn't afford to. It's just sometimes you just have to put work before everything because it's supposed to be family first, right? You know, and with that being said, family first, the responsibilities come with putting family first is working. You know, you can't really be a provider if you're, you know, not doing what you have to do to make that happen. So hopefully this vlog helps somebody out. So I do keep asking if you have any more suggestions for me. I was recently asked to do a vlog on stress. That's another sore topic. Again, I'm not a professional, but if I can say something in one of my vlogs that somebody requested of me to do, and it could help that person out, I'm with it, 100%. I'll do it. That's the type of person I am. As you guys see, I have plenty of time on my hand when I get off work, and this is what I enjoy doing, these vlogs, and potentially helping somebody out and making the right decision and not the wrong decision. You know, I've always said, man, no matter what the situation is, no matter who's doing what, if you love that person enough, no matter what's going on, you will simply walk away and let them go. Sitting there trying to argue, beg, plead, and cry and all that stuff, you have to realize it's too late. People always say it's never too late. That is not true. Some situations, but when it comes to relationships, the other person's moved on, it's too late. You have to start seeing the signs. The arguing, the making up arguments just to leave the house. You know, person starts to change on you. They don't talk to you the same. Sleeping habits is different. You know, just, I mean, it's just a whole variety of things that you have to really watch out for. You know, so it's not just one particular thing that you have to really look out for to start seeing the signs. There's a large variety of things that you have to really be looking out for. But if you focusing all of your energy and time on trying to see what they're doing and trying to catch them, you're not really focusing on the big picture. And one of the big pictures is if you already have suspicions, you need to start preparing yourself for what you need to do, you know, to get, well, I'm not going to say get past it, because that's going to, you know, that's going to be a long, hard process. You need to start preparing yourself on your next move as far as establishing a place where you're going to stay at, you know, especially if it's not your house or apartment and you're the one who has to go. You have to start preparing yourself, you know, putting some money aside, start putting those applications in for your apartment or for housing. You need to start knowing what type of money that you're going to need to move forward by yourself, what type of bills that you have to pay. But the worst thing that you can ever do is to move from that location or home and move right in with another man or move in with another woman, you know, because all you're going to do is bring him or her your garbage, and something that you don't want to do. So that's just my opinion. Some people do things different. Some people just say, hey, what it, you doing it, I'm going to do it. You know, it's not the right thing to do. Once you end the relationship and you know that it's over, you need to move forward and focus on yourself. You know, what motivates me is my job. You know, I have something to do 10 hours a day, every day. Now that it's getting cold outside, I won't be able to really take my boat out for a while. but I still try to keep myself focused. And right now, that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm talking to you guys. But guys, I'm going to go ahead and end this vlog, but I want each and every one of you guys to have a very, very blessed, I want each and every one of you guys to have a blessed day. Remember to treat everyone with kindness, treat each one with respect, and always remember, guys, if you don't do nothing else today, respect yourself. Because if you don't respect yourself, how you expect for somebody else to respect you? Till next time, guys, I'm Damian Cryer. I thank each and every one of you guys for watching. Much love. Peace.